Hello, this is Ted with OAXRAY, and today I'm going to show you how you can upload large files into OAXRAY and get the exact results you need. Let's get started by setting up our OAXRAY settings correctly. I'm going to right click on the OAXRAY extension and then click on options. And then I'm going to go down to show my buys only. This is key in using large file sizes. Once show my buys only is selected, I can scroll down and then look at my Amazon credentials. If my MWS credentials are not input, I'm going to click what is this? That's going to open up another page, and this walks me through how I can input my MWS credentials. Once those are fully input, I can go back and hit save, and I am ready to go. The first thing we need to do is make sure the file is ready for OAXRAY upload. I like to use Google Docs. Once we're here, we're able to import the file that we want to work on. Just go to import, upload, and choose your file. I'm choosing a very large file. I think there's about 3,000 lines in this. And I'm just going to replace the spreadsheet. Once our file is done loading, we come to a screen like this. This is unformatted, and we need to make sure everything gets into the OAXRAY format so everything works correctly. So the first thing I'm going to do is delete any columns that are just blank. So here we can see J and K just populated for whatever reason and they're blank, so we're going to delete them. This form has over 3,000 lines, or just about 3,000 lines to it, so I just want to make sure that we are able to delete anything that needs to get cut off. So at the end here we have 2 rows. I'm going to delete those both, and let's get back to the names of the columns. OAXRAY needs 2 specific columns to do its calculations. It needs a price column and it needs a UPC or ASIN. So we have those 2 columns. Now we don't want OAXRAY to mix up or confuse any of the other columns, so we're going to make sure we name those properly. You can put in custom and then 1 through 9, no space. So custom 1, custom 2. So any additional columns that you have, you want to make sure those are named custom and 1 through 9. So you can have up to 9 custom columns. And once you have those, looks like we're good to go. The price and the UPC are most important, but if you want these other columns to stick around to the final output, make sure you put custom and 1 through 9. So whenever it comes time to download, we go to file and we go to download as, and we'll go to comma separated values, which is .csv. It's going to take just a split second to download, and we're ready to upload to OAXRAY. Now that my settings are all correct and I've downloaded everything in the proper format, I left click on OAXRAY and it's going to bring up a new screen right here. I go to load CSV and I'm going to choose the file that I just created, which is here. You're going to notice that it says detected columns here. We have the UPC, the price, and then we have all the custom columns that we created. So if you see this, that means everything is saved properly and should be processed properly. So we have the UPC, price, and 7 custom columns. Since this file is so large at 2,932 records, we're going to make sure that we have a rank, an ROI, and a net profit selected. This is going to allow us to automatically filter out anything that does not meet these criteria. So here we are. We're going to hit go, and we're going to wait for some results. After we hit go, OAXRAY is going to start running. You're going to notice that OAXRAY is only going to display the items that meet your My Buys criteria. This is how we are able to run the larger files. We get rid of any information that's just extraneous information that we don't need, and we filter by the sales rank, the ROI, and the net profit. OAXRAY is just going to run until it's complete. You do have an indicator which lets you know how much there's left to go. So here we can see 195 records out of 2,930 have been completed. So we're going to come back to this once everything is completed running. It's just going to take a few minutes.
So after just a few minutes, we can see everything is completed running, 2,930 out of 2,930. We can also see this gold star, which means items have met our criteria. You're going to notice all the stores that have had matches are now showing up, and you can see which stores have the best pricing and just all that kind of information right here. Looking at this, it looks like there's about 100 or so items that meet our My buys criteria. Since there's so much information here, I'd rather export it to a CSV file so I can look at the information plus columns are hidden on this screen, and whenever you download it you'll be able to see your custom columns again. So I recommend exporting this to a CSV file and then moving over to Google Docs. So I've come back to Google Docs and I've uploaded the file that I just downloaded from OAXRAY, and we can see all the columns that you will need here. So you have your Walmart pricing. You can delete any columns that you don't need, so you may not want to shop at certain stores. Just delete the stores that you don't want to see, and you can just retain all the relevant information. As we can see, CSV shop is the price that we input initially, and we have all these other stores that have had at least a few items that meet the criteria, and they show right here. We can delete any of those that we want so that we can cut this file down to the exact size and the exact items that we want to show. Now, I just want to point something out. All the way at the right side, you're going to notice your custom columns are here. So you have custom 1 through custom 9, and you're able to format this any way you like, and you're able to keep any columns that you like. So this just should make everything a little bit easier for you, and now you can contain that extra information that you weren't able to use before. Choose the columns that you want to see, delete everything that you don't want to see.
Now that you know how to use OAXRAY on large files, go out there, find wholesalers, use Sean Mayo's program, use Storefront Stalker. Just find as many ways as possible to use OAXRAY to its full extent. Thank you very much. Have a great day and make some money using OAXRAY.